Okay, took off from Harrisonville Airport in the Cessna 172. I wanted to get back in XPlane 11. Thought I'd fly down to Lee Summit, do a touch and go, fly over Lake Lotawana and some of the lakes over here, then bring it back home. But I forgot to start the recordings. I just remembered just before I was bringing it down here to Lee Summit, and was paying attention to getting the recording started and get kind of sideways here, but that's okay. We've got our flaps down. We're lined up good with Lee Summit. Again, we took off from Harrisonville. We just did a nice little casual flight. Came in a little steep. Gotta get our airspeed bled off now. Get this thing up flying as long as we can until it just settles right down on the runway. Power up. Keep her straight with the rudder. We're back up again. I'd say that wasn't too bad. Okay, it's been a couple weeks since I've been up. I've been driving the truck, American Truck Simulator, and hadn't really been in the Cessna. And, it's my first attempt at setting it down since then. Let's fly over to Lake Lotawana, one of my favorite places to hang out. Place I go fishing at. A buddy of mine's got a place over there. Nice boat. Nice big catfish. That body of water right there to the left is Lake Jacomo. Continue on to Lake Lotawana. Oh, what am I doing here? Kind of get distracted for a minute. Got that plane in a high angle of attack here. There she is. Lake Lotawana. I know we've been here before, but you know I got a power back someday. Get down low and buzz this place. See if I can get low and slow enough I can show you that cove that we're fishing in. It's down clear down at the other end of the lake, so I should be able to get a nice lineup on it. This place has been around for years. When I was a kid, I knew a guy that had a place out here, and he'd take us kids swimming and stuff out here. And it's dumpy. real dumpy. And some people started, all of a sudden it just started growing in popularity. It's, you know, close to the metropolitan area, nice lake, boating, fishing, skiing, jet skis, and people started buying the properties. And I mean, some real wealthy people invested in out here, and they got some big places, and they started taking up the lots, which I think each lot was 50 foot wide, and they're buying up all these lots and building these big mansions on them. Okay. Right up here. Right up in here. Just almost straight ahead, right there. Yep, because that big house, there's a big house right there, is kind of where that is there, is where we're catching those big catfish at night. Let's do another swing around here. Whoa, getting too steep here. And our airspeed's getting a little low here. Yep, right there to our left. That's where we're doing that fishing, right there. It's not a huge lake. It's a private lake, though. So if you got a boat on there, you don't have to register or anything. If you want to fish on it, you don't have to have a fishing license. If you're a resident, or with a resident, because it's private. That last turnaround I made was a little too steep. Yeah, we wanted to control wheel steering. I was just seeing. Let's take it back over here. Yeah, that should maintain our altitude and our attitude of steering there. We can take a look out the window. Yeah, just taking my time flying around and trying to get back used to some of the controls I set up. That control wheel steering, the one I'm messing with now. Let's see if I can get us back over the lake. And a nice attitude to kind of circle. Get nice straight and level flight. Kind of nice bank going. There we go. Good altitude hold going. Okay, control wheel steering and altitude hold. So now we should be able to just circle around. Yeah, there we go. Just get the plane in the right attitude that you want to hold it at. Hit control wheel steering on the autopilot. It'll hold that attitude, and then hit your altitude hold at the same time. And that way you won't lose any altitude. It'll do all the adjustments for you. And if you can see, it's changing our compass. We were turning around, but our wings are staying right at that attitude. Right at that angle of what the wings are not straight and level, but they're just nice level, nice cruise around, so we can take a good long look out at the lake. Okay, when we come back around to the south, we're going to disable that. And we're going to head south again. Disable that. Now let's put ourselves in a heading hold in the south, to the south, which we're going to do. And let's put our altitude hold in. And I go down and look, and it all works fine. That's all working off that little box I built. Used a USB encoder and put 8 buttons in. Got my batteries and my ignition on there. Got altitude hold, GPS steering, heading hold, control wheel steering, and the other one I haven't quite figured out. But one of them, it says servos off. Basically turns off the GPS. And I didn't set any flight plan in the GPS for this flight. Again, I kind of got you late into this flight because I hit the wrong button for starting the video. Basically, you want to know the truth. Okay, we're headed due south. KLRY. Look at my sheet again. I should be remembering this by now. KLRY, Harrisonville Airport. We're just taking home. KLRY is off. My GPS on the right there. It's off a little bit to our west. Let's go down here and look. Okay. Not doing anything with that, but we'll turn this thing a little bit to the west. Tell you what, let's head due west from here. Trying to picture where we're at, what road that would be. By the way, I picked the plane with the worst paint job, the one I tried to change, and I need to go back in and work on that file some more because let me see if I can cut the outside of this plane. Look at that paint job. I tried to modify it following some instructions of a YouTuber. I did a video on how to alter the plane. I did it. This is what it came out looking like. So I don't know that video he put out a couple years ago. Maybe something changed between now and then, but it sure wasn't working. So anyway, that looks horrible. Let's get back inside. It's noisy out there. Probably got my volume set way too high for this plane. Turn some of this volume for the plane motor down. See if that's any better. I apologize. I just noticed that. Okay, what is this? I'm trying to look. You know, I think. Yep, I think I know. That's got to be Missouri 150 highway, right out there ahead of us. That's got to be it. So we're going to fly over. Now, this is a good test. We're going to fly over what would be Gale's Harley-Davidson, biggest Harley-Davidson dealership in the Kansas City metro area. And I do notice that on these ground effects they put in, there's some places it doesn't show the building. Now, the houses and stuff are pretty generic. They don't look like the real houses. They just drop generic little houses in the areas where there are subdivisions, which they've done a pretty good job of finding the subdivisions and the roads. They just can't match every house to be exact. But where these businesses are, either the buildings there that's similar, or just a building, or sometimes there's just a pad there, a discoloration of the ground versus the. Okay, now see that to our right? If I'm thinking that's right, 150, and this should be 291 here. That on our right, that big building's right there at our nose, right above our cow. Or that over there. If that's the right place, that should be a big Walmart store. And just from what I'm seeing here, that would be exactly right, because 150 turns into 4-lane along here. And if I remember looking back, we did just turn to 4-lane, and that's where it does at 291. And this is definitely 150 from looking at my map. US 150 and Missouri 150 and Missouri 291. And see, there's a nice mix. This area is getting developed out here. There's a nice little mix of home subdivisions, shopping areas, Then there's still a lot of undeveloped farmland all around. So anyway, we'll head over here. Oh, I need to check. Okay, we got plenty of fuel. There's our right and left wing fuel tanks. Looks good. Temperature looks good on the green. Straight and level flight. Altimeter, we're at 800 feet. There's our comms, our GPS, our autopilot. Our flaps are up. There's our throttle. Our master switch and our key, which I do have a button set up for that. Let's see, we're doing about 90 knots. Again at 800 feet. Head due west, straight and level flight. Using our yes, I should finish my sentence. Using our autopilot. Which I think I'm going to go ahead and disengage. Have a little fun flying this thing on my own, but I don't know, everything's trimmed out just right. It should be just fine. But we're coming up on 71 Highway, US 71 Highway, which is I-49. It was, I've said this many a time. I always tell this story. It was US 71 Highway for years and years and years, from the time I was a little kid to the time I moved to Kansas City when I was 6 months old. When our family moved up here, and it got bigger, wider. It's the way you travel everywhere from Kansas City. If you're going south down the lakes, Lake of the Ozarks, Arkansas, but they turned to the interstate I-49 here a few years back, and I get corrected all the time. Okay, here's what we're looking at here. Off to our left is that Gales Harley-Davidson. There's an intersection there. You can see that intersection. That's I-49. And see that pad right there? That pad right there to your left? Right there, right there. That's where Gales Harley-Davidson will be. Now, here's another neat fact. Right straight ahead of me coming up here is what used to be Richards-Gabar Air Force Base. If you look at my GPS, it says KGVW. But there's no airport there anymore. It's turned into, it used to be an Air Force Base, Richards-Gabar, and now it's an intermodal shipping hub, and I think that's part of the reason they were able to get funding for this to turn into I-49, because I'm telling you what, the truck traffic has increased through here. This is a big, I mean, let's face it, Kansas City is right dead in the center of the country, pretty much, north, south, east, and west. And man, I-70 travels stuff east and west. I-35 north and south, but it kind of runs to the southwest, and I-49. I-35, I-49, and I-70 running east and west. But see, there is, if you look, there is a runway there, or what used to looked like a runway. See, I'm right over it right now on the GPS, and it's right there off to my, I'm covering it up. It's right over coming up right on my left window. That's what looks like part of an old runway. Yeah, see, there's the runway right there. Yeah. Should we dare try to set down there? Oh, let's have some fun. Let's get out here a ways so we can get lined up with it. I'm terrible at getting these turns in sharp enough and getting down low enough. Where are we at, 800 feet? Okay, let's throttle back just a little bit more. Let's get this thing, let's get on the rudder. Okay, I completely screwed up. I either tuned too tight or we'll come in from the north. Let's speed up a little bit. Get this thing down here a ways. Either too tight or not tight enough. Now see there, there it is. I gotta get way down there. I guess I'm not getting far enough out. Oh, that's the other thing. I said there's trucks come in and out of there too. There's rail lines coming in and out of that place too now. Well, I guess it's better to go around. Okay, now we're going to try to make this turn. Okay, there we go. There we go. Oh, I should have powered back. Flaps down. Okay, keep her up, 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 keep her up. Nice, 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 nice. I don't think you're supposed to land here anymore. I crossed some train tracks. You know what? Let's get this thing back in the air. And I almost hit a train signal. See, it's not really an active runway. It looked like it from the sky. See? See, there's our runway line, our center line. But we're not supposed to be landing here, but we made it. I think we made a halfway decent landing, too. Okay, we landed at Old Richards Gabar Air Force Base. An abandoned runway. That's funny. At I-49 and Missouri 150 Highway. Look it up on a map if you want. Look up the history of Richards Gabar Air Force Base. KLRY, that's where we want to head. We got our altitude hold set at, what, 1,100 feet. Got our heading hold headed toward KLRY, which is Harrisonville. We got our flaps back up. Wanted to double check that. I always like to make sure I got that brake off. Yep. One time I landed, I pushed the brake button, and it was not pretty. Just kind of sitting back cruising right now, the autopilot on. Kind of fun getting the Cessna 172 out. Even though the paint job looks like crap. Okay, what are we passing over here? We could be passing over either Belton or Peculiar. I'd say, from judging the look on our map, compared to Harrisonville on the GPS, we should be over Belton right now. And coming up on, yeah, the way the highway's turning here too. Peculiar will be next. We'll take off the autopilot. We'll buzz the house here in Peculiar once we get up here in a little bit. Oh no, let's turn it off now. There you go. Let's drop this thing down a little bit. Now again, the streets and the roads are in, and the houses are in. Most of them. But this is a pretty new subdivision. I mean, it was started about 15, 20 years ago, but with the house, you know, they had that lull and everything. It got half built, and then it just sat for years, and it's just been the last few years that they finally finished up. I was the last house in the neighborhood. Yeah, here we go. Now, is this... Okay, this is Cass Parkway. Or is this where the school is? Let me go over here and see if I can find the high school. Yeah, this is it. Right there, coming up on the front of my screen, is the Raymore Peculiar Ray-Peck Panthers football stadium. Now you can see the football field, but they love their football out here. That's a big stadium there. Big, I mean nice stadium. And then you could just literally walk from that stadium to my house, because where it's coming up on my right is my subdivision, right? Coming up right on the compass there. That is it right there. That's my subdivision. There's two subdivisions. There's this one, and then up here, right about where my wings are now, is the older subdivision. Just crossed into, you know, a lot older homes. It's still not ancient. There's the exit. Now right there, that big piece of concrete slab there, That's a Flying J truck stop. And Merle's American Tavern's right there. Nice place to eat. It's right next to the Flying J. Let's go to the other side of the highway. There's an outer road that goes along here. Yep, there it is. I can see it. And it just ends. Well, when I say it ends, it's improved part of it ends. It goes back to gravel and kind of unimproved road. Well, it's right up here. You can see that right up here it takes a turn to the right. That's all unimproved. Or maybe I'm not there yet. No, I'm not there yet. It's still going south. Yeah, I guess it's after the curve up here. Yep, that's the outer road. And see, then the outer road is on the left side of the highway now. And see, there was no outer road there. The outer road on the east side of the highway starts right here. There's the outer road again. But see, now that's pretty true to form what they showed. Well, see this bridge here? This is how you come and you cross that bridge right there to get over to the other side of the highway. And this is where it ends. So if you want to go into Harrisonville, you cross over and just kind of cross. Now you can take that road there, see the outer road ends. So to get into, come from my house, you come to the west side of the highway. You drive the outer road. If you don't want to get on the highway, then you come to that bridge, cross over, and take the east outer road the rest of the way into Harrisonville. Or you can go further out south on a gravel road, which I've done on the Jeep before, but it's not the best direct route. So see, that map is pretty true to form. Pretty true to real. Form, real, whatever. And I'm down here pretty low. I need 200 feet. Need to kind of gain some altitude here. We'll just follow the highway around. Now see, now we're in Harrisonville. And where is it? Right. Oh, I think it's right. I think it's right there. So, yeah, all this right here I'm going to fly over. If that's where I think it is, yeah. That is a Walmart distribution center. So see, that's why there's a lot of trucks going up down 71, I-49. But I believe this is the pad. It's got to be. This is the pad. Southwestern Harrisonville. For the Walmart distribution centers. That has got to be it. Yeah, because that's where the outer road comes down to. And see, it picks up again from here. See, the highway's over there on our left. Highway's there. Okay, now, my airport's right over here. And there's our airport. This is why it's nice to be. Boy, I tell you what, when I first started flying this, even though this is my home airport, I could never find it. But now that I've been up a few times, I can find this thing every time. And we're And I do know from landmarks here how far out I gotta go to set myself up. There's the end of the runway there. And we'll lean over and take a look there. There you go. There's my runway. I'm gonna come in from this way. And I do know that I like to set myself up where I come in over that pad there, which is a commercial structure as well. And see, that's a storage facility right there, I think. I think that's further to the north. Okay, let's bleed off a little speed here. There we go. I think I did pretty good on that turn. Oh, we got a lot of airspeed. Let's make this one good, folks. What do you think? Wow. Wow. I'm happy with that one. Not happy with my brake configuration. Yeah, see? My brake, it set my brake. I gotta change that configuration. It's set up for just the parking brake to come on. That could be a real problem. And there's my Toyota over there. Gotta get this thing strapped down. Where'd my other airplanes go? Oh, there they are. I forgot how I had those brakes set up before. Okay. That's good enough. Not really straight. Good enough. And where was my batteries? I don't think I have the batteries set up on a switch. That's my brake. Oh, yeah, here it is. There we go. Battery's off. And this takes us outside the plane. I forgot about that. Okay, there we go. Oh. Terrible paint job. Alright, there you go. We did a little fly around, as promised, Cessna 172. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one. We'll see you next time. Bye now. Let's take a look at that landing real quick. Forgot to do that before I said goodbye. So I'm adding this onto the video because I'm right proud of this one. Keep that nose up, keep that nose up. Main hit first, then the nose. Main, then the nose, then settle it right down. Okay, there you go, everybody. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. See you next time on G.Parkers Arcade Room. Cessna 172, X-Plane 11.